Hi. Are you coming to the Iran deal? The rally that actually makes or breaks the situation that we're in right now. Yeah, the United Nations has voted. It's been put forth pretty early on. There's a lot of people inside of Congress that are a little bit upset about that. It's kind of almost like bypassing, but it's not a bypass. And there's a lot of days of review going on. Well, step one, set up quite a while ago in anticipation, is this rally that we've got going right here on screen. It's called Stop Iran Now. You got it? There's a lot of speakers, a lot of organizations. If you see one family out there, that's pretty normal and straightforward. The people that take care of the victims of terrorism of Israel. When you see Manhattan Jewish Experience on board, across the board, rallying the folks, but also providing information of saying, why are we doing this? And that's a Congress question for the Senate, the House, because eventually when the vote goes through, what is the detail? Are we just voting along with the President of the United States to say, hey, that's cool, man, we made a deal, just like the unanimous vote at the United Nations? Or are we actually stepping up and saying, what's in the detail? Are we killing ourselves by making this deal? How much money is the United States of America spending on this thing, and how much has been held up from Iran because of sanctions, which brought the Iranians to the table in the first place? Well, I'm not going to make a speech about it. I'm just telling you, come to the rally and let's see what everybody has to say, from Alan Dershowitz to former governors and congressmen and senators and all kinds of people on board who have a lot of background. Oh, yeah, will Woolsey be there too, the former head of the CIA? Yeah, he'll be in-house, and so will Israelis. It's going to be packed. There's going to be a lot of people. If you're not there, well, they say if you're not there, be square. But at the same time, I don't think that's so cool either. You can't get out of work? Well, see what you can do about that, because this is a major incident. If somebody had a gun to your head, and I don't mean to be so straightforward, but that's what happens when rockets are overhead in Israel, right? And somebody had a gun to your head, what would you do about it? At that point, that is the tipping point for many. Stop Iran rally, because once they have the money, over $100 billion, how would you spend it? Would you need to come back to the United States for more? Or the world for more? Or would you then do your game, play your game, and move forward the way that you decide to proceed? And by the way, one other thing. Nuclear, is that the only thing on the table? Or is there such a thing as, well, we talk about this in Israel, chemical bacterial? Is that in the agreement? No, the administration would tell you, and will tell you, it has nothing to do with it whatsoever. If you're the media and you're asking questions, chemical bacterial, important? Terrorism, with all that money, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Kabbalah. Ooh, wow, that's interesting. Hezbollah. They're an organization that puts a lot of pressure on from the north. And Israel has all kinds of challenges. Yet at the same time, this rally, this is a major funder and a major supporter. They say it's number one in the world. They're receiving and good contacts and weaponry from the former Soviet Union even, who voted for it in the United Nations. Obama called the Chinese to say thank you very much for coming on board. But why? What's in the detail? That's all we're asking. I don't care if you're Democrats or Republicans or where you're sitting on your thought process or your vote. Just ask the question flat out. What are we doing and why? And then bring it to your congressman, because they have to know every letter of every detail of every in and out of the 168 pages. Because if they don't, then what are we doing? We're just voting Democrats or Republicans? That's not right or left. We need to step up and actually know the issue and go issue by issue on every issue. But in this case, when a gun is to our head and to our pocketbooks, for that matter, I think it's important. Oh yeah, by the way, what happened to the hostages in Iran, the American hostages? That was a by the way as well. On good faith, right? On good faith, maybe they'll release them. I'm not giving any names to comments along those lines. Have they released them yet? Or are they holding them on for a better day? Right now, they're playing a game as well. Because where was the game of chess invented? Persia. Persia is where? Iran. 10 moves ahead. It's always about the games, playing with the United States. If they can, trying to play with Israel. But the Prime Minister is strong. And across the board, every party from left to right in Israel voted. How? Voted that this is a bad deal. The opposition leader, Yair Lapid, said this is not a good day for the Jews, in Hebrew, not a good day for Israel. And Saudi Arabia, the Arab Aramis, the Jordanian nation, Egypt. They're all quite concerned, including the Palestinians. So what are we doing? Why are we making this deal? And what else is out there? Ay, 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 ay. Stop Iran now. Can we? Will we?